Hi guys, it's Ben here, and these are my Premier League predictions for 2017-18. So the Premier League season is finally here. It is almost upon us. It kicks off on Friday with Arsenal versus Leicester City. I am so excited. Let's get straight into the predictions. In the relegation zone this year, I'm going for Huddersfield firstly. I just don't think their squad is going to be able to cope in this league, and the signings they've made just don't scream out to me as safe Premier League signings. I like Tom Ince, I'm intrigued by Aaron Mooy, but I'm just not sure they're going to have anywhere near enough to survive. I think they're going to be bottom of the league. Brighton, who have also come up, I think they're going to go straight back down. I like David Pröber from PSV Eindhoven. I've always looked at him as a player that I think might do well in the Premier League. But other than that, I'm just not convinced about their squad. Same issues as Huddersfield. I just think the strength and depth isn't going to be there. My other pick is Watford. Now, I think they're going to be pushing a lot closer. I think they might go down with around 38 or 39 points. I like the signing of Will Hughes. I think Andre Gray might do okay. Marco Silva was earning rave reviews at Hull last season, but he did end up getting relegated, so he can't be that great. They're my pick to go down with two of the promoted clubs. In 17th, I've got Newcastle United. Now, they haven't made any brilliant signings just yet. They've signed Harry Manquillo, formerly of Liverpool, of course. They've got a few others in, Atsu permanently, Marino from Dortmund, Jacob Murphy. I think they'll just about have enough. I'm not convinced by their signings so far, but I think there might be one or two later on in the window. It's obviously hard to predict, 3 weeks away from the end of the deadline, what's going to happen, but I think Newcastle will just about get over the line this season. In 16th, I'm going to go for Swansea. I think Paul Clement did a great job last year. Sigurdsson probably will leave, but they've still got Llorente there. They'll probably replace Sigurdsson. They'll get a lot of money for him. I think they'll be just about okay. They played some great football towards the back end of the last campaign. 15th, I'm going for Crystal Palace. Frank de Boer hasn't made too many signings yet. He's brought in Loftus-Cheek from Chelsea. He's got Riedewald from Ajax. He hasn't really put a stamp on things just yet. It might take him a year to really settle in. I think he will be a success at Palace in the long run, but I think they'll have to settle for a finish just above the relegation zone this year in 15th. In 14th, I'm going for Burnley. I think Jack Cork's a really tidy signing for them. Surprising that Swansea would let him go. And Jonathan Walters is a brilliant signing. It really, really is. I think he's going to score 8 to 10 goals for them. They'll have enough to stay up quite comfortably. In 13th, I've got Bournemouth. I don't think they're going to finish quite as high as they did last season, but they have signed Jermaine Defoe, Nathan Ake. They've made some brilliant signings, Begovic. So I'm very confident they will stay in the Premier League, but I think a lot of teams will just get a bit better and they'll just sort of stay where they are. They also may well lose the goals of Josh King, who could be on his way to Spurs. In 12th, I'm picking West Brom. Joe Rodriguez might turn out to be good for them, but I've got very little to say about them. They'll score from set pieces, they'll win a lot of home games, they'll probably finish around mid-table. 11th, Stoke. Again, just another mid-table side. Kurt Zuma's a good signing on loan for them. Darren Fletcher will do okay. He'll be a good head to have in the dressing room, as the cliche goes, but I can't see anything other than a mid-table finish for them again. West Ham have been busy the last few weeks. They signed Javier Hernandez, who I think will do well for them. Arnautovic will be decent too. He's certainly not good on Snodgrass. I've never been convinced on Joe Hart for the last 3 years. Pablo Zabaleta's getting on a bit. I think they'll have an okay season. I don't think they'll have such a disastrous start as they did last time, but I'll struggle to see them finishing anywhere other than mid-table. In 9th, I'm going for Southampton. They always seem to be just fine no matter who they lose. Hopefully they lose Virgil van Dijk, but I'm sure they'll be fine regardless. They always play nice football. They're still going to have some tidy players in there. 9th place for them. In 8th, I'm going for the champions of 15-16 Leicester City. I like the signing of Iheanacho. Harry Maguire could be a bit of shrewd business. They just need to keep hold of Riyad Mahrez, which they may well struggle to do. Jamie Vardy's going to be there though. There's still plenty of quality in there. Drinkwater's been linked with a move away, but they're going to recoup plenty of money if they do sell these star names. So Leicester City to do pretty well this year, 8th place. In 7th, I'm going for Everton. I keep hearing about they're going to finish above Liverpool, they're going to break into the top 4. I'm sorry, I just don't think they've strengthened anywhere near as much as some people think they do. They've lost their best player by a mile, Romelu Lukaku. They may well still lose Barkley. Okay, they signed Rooney, Klassen, Pickford, Keane. Who am I missing? Sandro. Some great players, of course, but not players that have got me particularly worried about them. I still think they're going to be about 7th. In 6th, I'm going for Spurs. Now, they have proved me wrong the last couple of years. I didn't think they'd improve again last season, but they did. Haven't signed anybody yet. Of course they will end up signing 3 or 4 players. It's Spurs, of course they will. But seems to be a bit of unrest. Kyle Walker's gone. Seems like Danny Rose isn't quite happy. I'm just not convinced. I don't know. How can I possibly pick them to finish any higher than 6th with the signings that other teams have made? how strong everyone else looks. The Wembley factor, of course, which is, again, a cliche, but you can't ignore it. Everyone's going to be going to Wembley thinking it's their cup final. I can't help but think they're going to just struggle a bit and fall down to 6th. In 5th, I'm going for Chelsea. I really shouldn't write them off. I was writing them off at the start of last season a little bit when they dropped a few points and look what happened. I'm just not sure Morata's that good. I'm really not. £60 million, he's not better than Diego Costa. If they lose Costa, that's such a huge loss. He really fired them to the title, especially in the first half of last season. He was pivotal for them. Bakayoko will come good. Rudiger's a solid addition. They may still get Van Dijk, it's between us and them, but I just don't think they've improved enough, Chelsea. I think they may well downgrade a bit. It never seems to go right for them when they win the league. Obviously it did back in the Mourinho days in 2005 and so on, but the last time they won it in 2015, things went wrong, and this time there already seems to be whispers of something not quite right over there, so I'm going to back them to finish 5th. In 4th, I'm going for Arsenal. Now, they have dropped out of the Champions League, but the Lacazette signing, it's come a few years too late for them. I think if they'd have brought him in maybe 3 or 4 years ago, they may well have gone on to win the league in that time, but they've brought him in now. They've brought in Kolasinac. They've strengthened pretty well, and we'd be fools to think they were finished. They've been linked with the likes of Mahrez, Lamar, a couple others. Looks like Sanchez is pretty 50-50. I thought he was a shoe-in to leave, but he may well stay. Ozil looks like he's going to stay. Oxlade-Chamberlain, obviously not as important as those two, but I'd be surprised if he left now. Wenger's obviously staying around. There's more certainty there, so there's going to be less of that hanging over his head now. I say that, he may well find himself in the same position in February, but I just think Arsenal are going to sort of consolidate themselves, get back into top 4. They'll have no Champions League football to worry about. Yes, they'll have the Europa League, but I'm sure they can just give the kids a run out in those games. They're going to get back into top 4, I think, and finish 4th. In 3rd, I'm going for my team, Liverpool. Now, I really thought I was going to be backing them to finish higher than this, and I think if we'd have managed to get Naby Keita and Van Dijk in by now, then I'd be more sure of that. Lallana's injury doesn't help, Coutinho's speculation doesn't help, but we haven't got those big signings in. We've got Salah, which I'm delighted about, and he's going to be a big difference for us. He really, really is. Solanke might get some games. Robertson's a solid addition. Some of the youngsters are coming through. Woodburn, Trent Alexander-Arnold, Ryan Kent might even do okay. He might get some games. I do think we will sign someone big, whether it be Van Dijk or not, to sort that defence out. And on the basis of that, we're not going to lose any of our best players unless something does happen with Coutinho, which I'm starting to lean towards not happening. Him going to Barcelona, I think we may just improve on last season, get around 80 points and finish 3rd. So that leaves the Manchester clubs in the top 2, and I'm going to pick United to finish 2nd. Lukaku, say what you want about him being a flat track bully or anything, his first touch not being great, we've all seen stuff on Twitter, but he is going to score them at least 20 goals. They may well bring in Zlatan too, who could be fit for the second half of the season. Matic is a shrewd signing. I'm not sure it's a brilliant one. I think Fabinho would have been better for them because you really can get at Matic, but it's solid. They got Lindelof in to help out in the defence. Mourinho's second season is always a bit better than the first one, so I think they're going to improve, I think they're going to do well, and I think they're going to just be pipped to the title by Manchester City, who have gone out and done their business early. They've sorted their fullbacks out. They've got in Bernardo Silva. They're going to get a full season out of Jesus, a new goalkeeper, Pep's second season. Similar sort of stuff to Klopp and Mourinho, I guess, but Pep Guardiola's squad at his disposal is just by far the strongest in the league. The strike force is ridiculous. If they can keep Aguero fit, if they can keep Toure fit and interested, I just can't look past Manchester City to be Premier League champions this season. Leave a comment with your predictions for this season. I'm so excited for this one to get underway. Do let me know your thoughts. Will Liverpool win the league? Will we miss out on top 4? Are the lack of signings so far going to cost us? And if you're an opposition fan, are your team going to stay up, mid-table, win the league, whatever? Let me know what's going on. Hope you enjoyed the video, guys. Please do subscribe to my channel for more of this sort of stuff. Drop a like, share the video for me, and follow my other socials too. It's Ben Might Say on Twitter, Instagram, Snapchat and Facebook, and I'll see you next time.